prizes of the Regina Folk Festival 2007. I love you all. Do you think that's too forward? We have such a good night for you tonight, but I suppose that's why you're all here, so you know.
Thank you very much.
My music in particular is, well, people classify me as soulful, world, roots and loops. I do beatboxing and I do vocal harmonies and things, but I record it all live, so. How it actually came about was I had a full 7-piece band when I was based in Australia, and basically they couldn't tour because there's too many of them. They were very young, didn't want to, too lazy to move really. And it was really hardcore. So the guitarist one day brought a loop pedal into a concert, and I saw him using it. And I asked him if I could borrow it, and I did. I spent a whole week in my bedroom playing. I was also in an a cappella group for many years, for a couple of years, and so from that really inspired me. And I also joined an Indigenous group in Australia as well that was all vocal stuff. They were Aboriginal girls. They wanted me to join the band, but I was only filling in for one of the girls. They really inspired me, especially when I came here to Canada, and with them doing Indigenous stuff, we met so many Indigenous people that I was like, you know what, I really want to get back to my own Indigenous roots and bring that into my music, and I want to be able to travel with my music and do it from an Indigenous stance, and and the messages from my ancestors, from my people, to bring that into my music.
I'm on the scene. I got a mermaid looking right at me. I said, hey baby, you come on top, you can flip top while we support
The conception of the music in this band totally came from an uncontrived and natural place of just wanting to do that. And so it would be a little strange to now, as we've made ourselves known on some level, to veer off on a different stylistic path. But yeah, we do what we want musically, and it's like a very gradual thing, the evolution of a band and its music. Great bands you see have so many different little eras of themselves, and it's cool, and I think that's what makes a great band. That's what gives a band longevity, is that it changes.
My daddy's got a gun, my daddy's got a gun, my daddy's got a gun. You better run, my daddy's got a gun, my daddy's got a gun, my daddy's got a gun. Well, it started with a hay, love the cricket, well, it just started in the hay. No! With his long john.
It seems like all the festivals have sort of actually become very similar, although they have different names. You'll have like the folk festival and the jazz festival, and you'll have the same people play both festivals, you know what I mean? You'll definitely have more of a focus in one area at one and one area in another, but it strikes me that they're just all, it's like jazz is a really big word, and a lot of things can fall into that. The same thing with folk, I don't know. It strikes me as that it's just becoming a big wash across the board.
There's always like a pretty wide demographic at the festivals, with middle-aged people that just like to chill on their little chair, and they got their hat and their paper. And I saw a woman knitting today while she was at the workshop, and then you got the kid with the, he's got some energy and some, there's these opposites of the spectrum that come together at these festivals, and I think it's cool.
And I'm wishing my legs away. Oh, I'm wishing my legs.
It's also cool because when you play a show night after night after night at a different place, you're constantly moving, whereas a festival you'll maybe have 2 shows, which sort of puts you in the same place for 2 days, 3 days in a row. You get a chance to actually relax and be there, which is totally fantastic about it.
Yeah, if we didn't have the festivals during this tour that we're on right now, we'd probably be in a totally different mental stratosphere.
Folk festivals are probably a musician's favorite gig to play for many reasons. I mean, I grew up with them, so I'm a little bit biased. My dad's been a folk singer for like 35, 40 years now, so all my life I spent summers at folk festivals. And to me, they're the best thing you can have because you get to collaborate and you get to meet people you wouldn't normally meet, and you get to see unbelievable music, and it's inspiring, right? To be in a community like that of musicians and then to go and do your thing, you're always treated well at festivals, the sound's always great, good crew. They're always professional deals, and it's like, it's refreshing. I play folk rock, but this new record's totally a rock and roll record, and I'm pretty poppy. But I call it folk rock because I think it's more, about your musicianship or the way your songwriting and your point of view about where you come from when you're making these songs. So for me, it always was, I'm gonna write a good song that I can play with an acoustic guitar and perform anywhere. Some people are capable of going on the road and writing while they're on tour. I can't do it. I find myself, at least the way I operate, I have to do one or the other, right? I kind of got to separate my mind and focus on one thing at a time. But yeah, I guess you would say I do have to lock myself up. Like last year, I spent a large portion of the year just writing, which was really difficult. You're facing a lot of your own demons, and it's like therapy when you write, right? Because you're usually writing about your own experiences. So it wasn't necessarily happy times, but I was really grateful for it, and I had to lock myself up and do it and get the writing done. And that's more the way that I work. I mean, I get inspirations all the time, but I think it takes a while to digest something and then to write about it.
Yeah, I'll get to complain, but a change is what I need right now.
In the right place at the right time that's really how it all started for me. I was opening for my dad at a CD release party, and an A&R guy from Sony happened to be there, and he actually got me started on the whole thing. I wasn't writing songs. He got me to write songs. From there, the advice I kept getting was just to stick to your dreams and do what you believe in, and it'll come to you. What's right will happen.
Oh, there you go. Feedback. Thank you, guys.